My name is His Greatness Agadaigo. I'm from Asababa, the premier bar in Africa. My question is directed to Dino Melaye. How can the NBA deploy its over 150 foot soldiers? Number one, in every court in Nigeria to vigorously fight judicial corruption and stamp judicial corruption out of all our courts. Then the second question is, how can we also deploy these 150,000 foot soldiers to security agencies and especially the police stations to stamp out payment for bail that bail can be free indeed?
Thank you very much. Before my final talk, there's a question on what we should do to mobilize and utilize the numbers in NBA. Like I said earlier, we must, as lawyers in this country, individually and collectively, every Nigerian lawyer must decide to either walk in the light of creative altruism or we collectively perish in the darkness of relative selfishness. We must hold our leadership accountable. We must make sure that the leadership of NBA begin to take on issues of common interest across this country. The president of this country feels that INEC form is the most brilliant person on earth. He went to university straight without primary and secondary school. And what are we saying about it? What questions are we asking about this? So really, every lawyer in this country must make sure that the leadership of this country, leadership of the NBA, become very proactive on all issues. And we must not leave everything to the national president and national executive of NBA. We have branch chairmen, we have branches across the state. If things happen within your jurisdiction and your state, you can take affirmative action within your jurisdiction without waiting for national. That collectively, if the branch chair in Kano is working, the branch chair in Abia is working, the branch chair in in Oyo is working, collectively it will culminate. It will eventually help us. But please, NBA must come back to be the watchdog and the conscience of this country. And the leadership will not do it till every one of us here start asking questions and holding the leadership accountable. That is a big challenge for the incoming president to please continue from where the current national president.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have about 3 questions. On chapter 2, there are 2 issues here. If you follow the Supreme Court judgment in the case of AG Ondo and AG of the Federation, what the Supreme Court is saying is that any part of chapter 2 that has been translated to law can be enforced. And that was why section 15(5) was said to be justiciable in that case. The following cases, the following laws have been enacted to advance chapter 2. FOI, Freedom of Information Act, that is section 22 of the Constitution. Many of us are not using the law. Today, if you write to the government, they have 7 days to reply. When we got here yesterday, I discovered that Mary Habila, the lady that died in the house of the minister, has been quietly buried. I'm going to send a letter tomorrow. Can I have a copy of the autopsy report? Because that was where we were. 2, we have told you about section 18 of the Constitution. We now have the Adult Literacy Commission Act. We also have the UBEC, or Minimum Wage Act. I'm sure you are aware of the Minimum Wage Act. Efforts are now being made to increase. We have the National Housing Act for workers. 2.5% is deducted every month for workers' housing project. We also have the Federal Mortgage Act to provide housing. We have the Nigerian Social Investment Act. I can go on, no. Those are laws that have been made. I'm also saying every governor and the president and every elected officer swears in line with Schedule 7 that I am going to undertake to enforce Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Before you swear, before you are allowed to begin to work, you must take this oath. So we are going to court very soon to say you cannot breach your oath. Then Section 224 for our politicians here. All your manifesto and program must contain Chapter 2 of the Constitution.
Thank you very much.
So for our court now to say Chapter 2 is not justiciable, it's no longer the current state of the law.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, please.
What I can see even now, majority in this house are women. Majority. Wherever I look, I see women are majority in this conference. And we are proud of the women. What I always try for people to understand, women, they were created naturally. And if you can control us, running our children, everything, when women take over everything, you will put men aside. And God said we should guide you. And when you become ahead of us, how can we guide you? That is my observation. So you give women 30% in everything, then they can control us. You are controlling us 90% already. So what I want women to understand is I'm not against women, but in my own situation, I finished my life in serving women. Whatever I did now is for women. So what are you looking for?
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you.
Well, as lawyers, our duty is to enforce the laws that will strengthen democracy. We are not doing that right now. And I do hope after this conference, Nigerian lawyers will take the question of human rights very seriously. Every month, the members of the Human Rights Committee must accompany Chief Magistrate to visit police stations all over the country.
So what implication remains a major challenge in Nigeria?
Poverty. The masses are poor. The rich are getting richer while the poor are getting poorer. And so lawyers must also be involved in the struggle for change.
Do you think that digitalization of the court procedures is going to make it more easier?
We are making progress. On digitalization. We are making progress. But it must not make justice more expensive. Otherwise, it will defeat the purpose.